We are live.
Who knew? Here we are.
What is up, everybody?
Happy
We're
Sunday.
Chilling.
Happy money in the bank. Woo-hoo. Today, my partner in crime, you might know her.
Hello.
She owns the channel.
I just got off work.
I'm just here for fun. Money in the Bank 2021. We are going to discuss rumors and news and the card and predictions, and we're going to see how it goes.
Oh, yes.
We'll give a minute here for people to pop in.
Chipper. Come here.
Great to have everybody here. We're going to just here for a little bit. We're here for a good time, not a long time. So have a good time. The sun can't shine every day. Oh, there's our little sunshine. You're purring, Lolly. You know we're live, eh? Good girl.
She's like, Mom is finally home. I know.
You missed your mama, huh?
I don't give you cuddles in the morning anymore. I'm sorry.
She doesn't have time. No, she doesn't.
No, I have to go to work. I'm sorry.
That was Tripper's voice, by the way.
Yeah.
If anybody's wondering. Yeah, she doesn't have time to do that, too. That's Tripper's voice.
I totally outed myself on one of the streams doing that.
I just did now.
Yeah.
The whole world's going to know.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done that before.
So, cheers. Or not. Here we go.
There we are. Cheers.
Nick Warner is in the house. Good to have you here.
Hey, what's going on, Nick?
Cheers.
Hi, Nick.
Thumbs up the live. Maybe you can get a little thing at the bottom saying thumbs up the live and subscribe.
Okay.
Little banner. We don't have to keep repeating ourselves. Problem solved. A twofer. We're having a 2-for-1. So great to have whoever shows up. If you watch the replay, I'm going to say it. Smash the thumbs up button. Share this out. Please subscribe. Good to have you guys here. Welcome, welcome. I'm not good at multitasking. So let's just get that out of the way right now.
Me neither. I'm also not good.
So I'm going to go to the chat.
Hey, Tripper. You're just looking up at me. I'm like, can I help you?
So let's get the party started here. Let me just pin something.
Ah. Also, it's gonna be nice for Money in the Bank because we actually have people back, like live crowd.
I screwed up what I pinned, but hey, something's pinned. I'm happy with it. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh. All right. Tripper is trying to crawl in.
Yeah, she's trying to take over.
Computer. Hi, honey.
She's trying to take over. So, yeah. Because Stone Cold said so.
Jeez. You're like. I swear to God. You're having a good time. Stop. It's nasty.
Some people have mouthwash. I have beer.
I mean.
It's the Irish mouthwash. I'm sticking to that story.
Nice.
Like I said, Molly and I are going to put on a little show for you.
Hi.
It's going to happen. And this is my, it is hot as hell. It is 90 degrees roughly, but it feels like 97 freaking Fahrenheit for our Americano friendos. It is hot as hell. So, yeah, sweating. Put that in water, put the old headband on, and this is my Frog Brothers inspiration from Lost Boys.
Oh,
Corey
nice.
Feldman and his, remember the Vampire Hunter boys?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what we're going with. That's my story for that as well. Hey, Tripper.
Nice.
You missed your mom, man. You missed your mom a bit, eh? If anybody wants to hit PayPal and not PayPal,
Fine.
hit the super chat, buy Tripper some treats. I'm sure she'll appreciate it.
Hey,
Let me
honey.
find the freaking card. I hope I don't accidentally click on all the porn sites I have here. Me love you long time. Oh, I did. I went there. I went there. How you doing?
Tripper's so clean. Oh my gosh. South of heaven. What's going on?
South of heaven. How you
in
doing?
Orlando, Florida? Oh my gosh. I wish I was in Florida.
We know somebody in Florida that said it's pretty damn hot. But this is the middle of Canada. So, and it's been like this the whole freaking month.
Yep, and we have many forest fires burning, and we have the smoke coming over here. And yesterday, and I don't know, I couldn't tell today, but I know that yesterday it smelled like fire in our city.
So here we go. Let's get going. Let's get the shoe on the road. Money in the Bank 2021. The odds apparently, just so you know, if it's gonna might affect your decisions, your predictions. We're gonna have a little bit of predictions. Predict in the chat. Molly will post as we go along everybody's predictions. And that being said, a lot of the predictions they're saying for like gambling odds. There's actually gambling odds on. Yes, we know wrestling's fake, people. But isn't that funny? On something that's entertainment, they still bet odds.
Yeah.
Because anything could happen.
Yeah.
Like they don't know who's going to win.
Oh, and here in Canada, they recently, within the past 2 months here, passed the law that you can bet on single events as well. So
anyway, the betting odds are all the champs are going to retain.
Oh, really?
Which
that's shocking to me, actually.
It happens once in a while. I don't like when it happens, but I get it. Momentum and keep things going. And the one thing I'm going to admit, I'm not a huge Roman Reigns fan and never have been. He's had the belt for over 300 something days.
Not shocked.
Well deserved, even though I don't like him. Well deserved. He's doing an awesome job as the tribal chief.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's doing his thing. So it's a good thing that back when I grew up, wrestling was all about, they didn't play hot potato as much with the belts. So a belt really meant something when you got it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you had it for a long period. Not all of them, but most had it for a longer period.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes years. So I'm out of focus. We're out of focus. So here we go.
There we go.
Let's get going on our predictions. Money in the Bank.
I love that one. Sorry, I just showed it on TV where the guy does a backflip and the dude pushes him over, and then he does a kind of like a backwards,
like a roll up thing.
Yeah, he does basically a backflip and then belly flops on the opponent, but the dude pushes him.
Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. We are going to be watching it tonight. Hope you guys watch it as well. Here we go. Big E. I'm going to list them in the order who they think betting odds are going to win.
All right.
So number one, they think, well, I guess I should have went the other way. But now you know who they think is going to win is Big E. So I'll go the other way. It's better.
All right.
So they most likely don't think John Morrison will win.
Makes sense.
Ricochet, Shinsuke Nakamura, Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, John Cena, Seth Rollins, and Matt Riddle. And Matt Riddle's going, they have this injury thing. His foot's hurt and beat up.
Oh.
So he's the even bigger underdog. And Big E.
Let me just say a few things. John Cena, he better not win because he has been around for...
Well, I'm going to say he's not officially in the match. But they threw him in there because there's rumors he's going to show up.
I hope he doesn't because that's kind of boring to me. I just don't
see any Blaze
excitement.
McCoy in the house. Yo, it's Blaze McCoy.
Tripper, can you chill? Look at her. Can you see her from where you are?
Yeah, the cat's way up on the cover.
And with Shinsuke Nakamura, since he left NXT, he first got a push in the WWE, I feel. And I feel now that it hasn't really been. Oh!
Boom shakalaka.
Hello. Oh, wait. Hello.
Hello.
Are you there, sir?
You can unmute him.
Yo, what's up?
Oh, okay.
Hey, hear ya. We're here. Welcome. Good to have you.
But I feel like Shinsuke Nakamura, I just feel like he should have got a way bigger push, because it's kind of feeling like he was like here in NXT, and then it was like WWE, and then it just slowly went down.
Yeah, but that's right, Blaze. That's like that with almost everybody.
True.
Yeah.
So what are your initial thoughts at the people I read off?
Hi, Miles.
Blaze?
Oh, me. Read them off again.
Well, in order of odds, the bottom is John Morrison, Ricochet, Shinsuke Nakamura, Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre. They think John Cena is going to show up according to where I got this. Seth Rollins, Riddle, and Big E is at the tippity top for the betting odds.
Yeah, I can see why they'd put Big E at the top with his push he's getting now. It makes sense to put it on him now. We'll see.
It would. So
I wouldn't be mad at that.
So you start. What's your prediction? Who's going to win? And the cat's trying to rip open the bag way up on the cupboard.
Oh my gosh! Stop! You have food.
There should be a tripper
camera. Can I see the names again?
Tripper camera.
Yeah.
Pick a winner.
I probably would just say Biggie, not just because of the odds, but because of not only with the push that he's getting, but also I just really like Biggie. I really like Biggie.
Biggie is super entertaining.
He is extremely entertaining.
And I'm gonna go with. I think Seth Rollins is winning it. I think it's been a while since he's had any big belt on him, and his character he's got going on, his douchebaggery character, if you will, doing very well. So how about you, Blaze?
That's a good call. I could see Seth as well. I mean, it's pretty much. I think Big E's the obvious choice the most because of the odds and everything too. But if there's anybody else in that list, I mean, a lot of them got their own little thing going on right now. So Seth would make sense. I'd like to see Riddle and Orton go for the tag titles possibly.
That would be very, very cool. Yeah, I know they're very entertaining together, eh? Like the mishmash. Sometimes the mishmash tag teams are the best, eh?
How long have Pop's been in here for?
MSWCW. There he is.
How long have Pop's been in there for?
Good for another hour.
Okay. But I feel like, do you guys remember? I believe it was Seth
Probably
Rollins. With Seth Rollins, what they did was, I don't know why this just came to me. When they had Seth Rollins, and then they were like, oh, let's try to make him a good guy. Let's try to make him a good guy and see what happens. And then the whole crowd just kept booing him. And they were like, well, we can't make him a good guy because everyone still hates him.
Vince does that with whoever he thinks he's going to make sell the most merchandise with and put asses in seats, right, Blaze?
And everyone
for the most part.
like,
Roman Reigns, same thing. They try to shove him down everybody's throats. And what happened?
Exactly.
He Blaze the major backfire. The crowd turned on him.
Oh yeah.
Didn't have much of a choice but to make the tribal chief. What do you think of the whole tribal chief thing? Blaze?
It's the best angle going here. I mean, right now as a story, it's been going on for a long time. The rumor now that we've heard before, and it's coming back around again. The Rock will be back for possibly Survivor Series to start the feud with Roman, going into WrestleMania for next year. And all the rumors of the Cena's coming back, and the one that could happen tonight is Becky. I wouldn't not be surprised if we see her tonight.
I know, right? Like
that is true.
That would be
She's ready to come back.
Because she was pregnant.
Yeah, but they were showing her recently on social medias and all the wrestling rumor things, her working out. She's in tip-top shape.
Really?
Hey, Blaze, have you seen those?
Yeah, she's ready to come back. I wouldn't be surprised if it during the Flair match.
It makes sense, right? Put a main eventer right in the main event. Well, one of the main events. You know what I mean? One of the big title matches, I guess. They were hinting. Have you been watching? What the hell are we watching? They're talking about the Ultimate Money in the Bank right now on the network. They did mention a kind of cool surprise, but surprises are surprises.
What are you they're basically saying that if this happened, they would be extremely happy about it, and they really hope that this is what happens.
What do you think of AJ Lee?
I mean, there's much bigger things for comebacks right now that they're talking about than her, and I don't know. I mean, right now WWE has to come through with a huge show tonight. They need a surprise or two because, and these are the shows I'd rather talk about here tonight. To be honest with you, AEW's Fyter Fest Night 1 was amazing on Wednesday.
I'm glad you're here because you know more about this than we do.
And if you haven't, the history-making show last night on Impact could change wrestling as we know it.
Really?
Explain.
Well, there is I don't know if I want to. If we want to give spoilers and stuff, but there is
spoiler
an agreement.
alert. There you go.
The next pay-per-view is Bound for Glory, and it is going to be a supercard. So you will get AEW, Impact, NWA, Ring of Honor, AAA, New Japan Wrestling. They're all in the same supercard. So there's an agreement that's already on the table with all these individuals, and it started last night with Chelsea Green showing up, and she fought. So she's finally back. She came back as the Hot Mess.
My girl.
Well, the Hot Mess is
that was her original
came
character.
Back.
Yeah, Hot Mess.
But she's in ROH as well, I believe. So she's coming back. Like that's the thing now with these other 5 or 6 companies, the door is open. And they're working together in many different ways, and I am excited about it, very much so.
That's great for business. It's great for the fans. It's great for the talent because Chelsea Green is going to be like one of the hottest free agents, not officially signing. Chelsea Green, by the way, didn't officially sign with the company. So she has that.
Yeah. Same thing with NWA. I mean, Thunder Rosa showed up last night on Impact.
Oh, really?
Anniversary. Yeah. She showed up last night.
What was her thing? What was going on there?
She fought for the title.
Oh, wow.
She came. She was the mystery opponent. Came back and fought Deonna Purrazzo for the Knockouts Championship.
And spoiler alert, everybody! If you don't want to know what happened, please remove yourself. Go ahead.
And that's huge. That's huge. I mean, well, Deonna Purrazzo retained the title. But the overall show was just amazing. Actually, if you're a fan of blood and guts and gore, Kenny Omega versus Sami Callihan match last night might be match of the year.
Oh, wow. I'll have to go back and see that one.
The only thing I can say as a teaser just to start, the gore is Pizza Cutter.
Oh, my God.
And it gets worse from there. And they did a great job. AEW's Fyter Fest was off the hook.
I can't wait. I can't wait for them to settle the feud in imagine a wood chipper, a wood chipper match.
Oh,
the loser gets put through a wood chipper.
But the big news last night at the end of that show was that the Bullet Club showed up with Switchblade. Jay White from New Japan Wrestling showed up, knocked down that proverbial hidden forbidden door, and he showed up as a shocker at the end of the night. It was right after Kenny Omega defended his title. And Jay White showed up, who is now head of the Bullet Club over in New Japan. Then
wasn't he part of Ring of Honor too?
Yeah, there's the Bullet Club. It's a big mishmash, and that's the thing. A lot of these guys have fought in Ring of Honor or in Japan, and over here in Impact, or now in AEW, or there's so many connections between them all. It just opens up so many possibilities. I'm so excited about it. Like that's why I'm hoping. Well, let's look back to we call it our time, and when wrestling started really kicking off. What made WWE step up? There was the NWO. There was a couple people that came over that made them step up their game. And here comes DX. Here comes the Attitude Era. Here comes everything else on top of that. And we can only hope that something like that could happen again. Wally. Or any semblance of right now, it's the best time ever to be a wrestling fan, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is the new golden age of wrestling for sure.
Yeah, I mean, everyone talks about the territories in the 80s and this and the glory days. No, this is the best time to be a wrestling fan ever. More than not, you'll see people complaining and bitching because they want it their way in today's give it to me right now society. But no, that you have a choice. There's so many different shows. I got to find out a way to watch Impact. I have to. I'm tied into AEW. Now that Impact has done this, I mean, it's making it so interesting within all those different companies.
It's just too bad. I find maybe it'll change with the crowds back. Impact seems very like production value. Obviously, they don't have as much money.
Yeah, they. I did read an article where they were talking about how all these companies handled the COVID era. And how they continue to do shows and stuff. And a lot of places, a lot of these so-called experts or, wrestling fan professionals or whatever you want to call them are saying Impact did the best job of still having, the shows and keeping it going and keeping their stories and keeping it interesting. So, I don't know. You got Nick Aldis just hit 1,000 days as the NWA champ.
See, that's great having a title that long. 1,000 days as world champ in NWA. Isn't that crazy?
So all these other companies are making their own little waves, which is so awesome. And they're intertwining each other right now. New Japan's doing a show in America again, which they've done before. It's so much is tied in. And it's pretty exciting.
It is like I said, for everybody. It's got to be excited for each promotion. It's got to be exciting for especially the people. Like, it's good that they're not tying down a talent like Chelsea Green. She can float around from company to company and make some big cash.
Thunder Rosa does the same thing. She's been in 3 or 4 different companies now.
Like, isn't that amazing? Like,
yeah,
that's great.
I think that's very cool.
And then it makes it even more unpredictable. Like you said, a lot of the pop-ups happen at the paper. Oh my God, where did they come from?
Well, the other thing is it's been about 90 days since the last time we were here on the BS Wrestling Show talking about all the releases from WWE.
Yeah, and a few more has happened.
It's almost 90 days for all those names. We're going to see where they pop up, if they pop up, and who they pop up with. Where's the Iconics going to be? Will Daniel Bryanson come back? Bryan Danielson come back? That's also a big rumor right now that he'll be showing up in Japan or maybe AEW or other places.
For me, it was so shocking. It was Aleister Black, right? That all of a sudden just showed up on, what was it?
On AEW, yep.
Just popped up on AEW, and me and my dad looked at each other and we're like, what happened to the 90 days? Like, was that
the other big? Yeah, he got out of his somehow. So
I think a few are. They're hinting that Murphy, what's his name?
They're trying to fight against that stuff to not have these non-compete clauses anymore because I don't know. I heard rumors about that'd be great. I mean, I'd like to see it because that's the shock of seeing someone right off the bat going to a different show. I have all the reason to understand why WWE would want them.
But then on the other hand, WWE could benefit from that if I guess most other companies don't do that.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, they give them the freedom to make their own money on the side too, everywhere else but WWE.
True.
But they are the monster. They are the king. The new SmackDown set was amazing, looked awesome. They had a great SmackDown show. They finally had a go-home show. Like for the last couple of years, all their go-home shows have been ass. It's just build for what you knew was coming. It was really good last night. Some extra intrigue and some good stuff. SmackDown was good. They have to do something tonight. They'll disappoint so many different levels of wrestling fans tonight if they don't have some kind of surprise and some kind of comeback or a call-up or something.
There's, to me,
Becky Lynch. Yeah, I like CE Sports used to call her Becky Lunch. We'll see if Becky Lunch shows up tonight.
Well, she has a snack.
There you go.
Let's throw that up there. Yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, the Cena. There's so many rumors of all the people that are going to come back. When's Rock going to show up? When's Cena? Cena is. I mean, I'm hearing more and more of his name recently.
Yeah, Cena. And
Goldberg. Goldberg's another name that's supposed to be coming back to do a little title.
I'm not okay with Goldberg. I'm not okay with Goldberg.
Apparently, he's coming back to be the next for Lashley. Maybe a one-shot deal. Come in, fight Lashley. Go, make a bunch of money and go retire again.
I'm not okay with that.
I don't like how they're handling him now, but I was a huge Goldberg mark back in the day, so I can't hate it.
See, I used to enjoy it. I don't think
I can't hate.
I don't think it fits in the current product.
And what they do bring a little bit of justice to his character, which doesn't work as well now, and that's why the mystique is gone, because these horrible matches he's put. And he's the beast. They have him come out, spear somebody 3 times, and the match is over. Like, they still keep that true 30 years later.
That's true.
So I don't mind that as much. I was a big Goldberg. That's why I don't mind seeing Sting in AEW, and not as much maybe every week, just standing there. I don't care. I love the nostalgia part of wrestling. It's never going away.
I will say,
Wally
if
likes
this
Goldberg.
one person comes back, I am not going to be happy about it.
Fiend's the other one.
I am sick of Brock Lesnar. I am done with Brock Lesnar.
Brock will be back.
Bringing Brock Lesnar back for like a month and then taking him away again, coming back and forth. He takes a championship and then he leaves with it, and then he comes back with it, and it's all confusing. And I don't really like Brock Lesnar. Like, as a person, he might be all right, but as
I heard as a person, he's not that all right. But anyway,
no, it's good, right? He has a little ponytail right now. He has like a little mohawk, tiny little ponytail on the top of his head, a little man bun.
I was going to say man bun.
He has like a little tiny man bun on top of his. I don't know if he'll keep that for TV when he comes back, but yeah, expect him to come back. Goldberg, Fiend is one I'd like to come back. I'd love him to come back and to take the demon out of Alexa so that ridiculousness can stop, because I like her better when she's just an ass kisser.
See, I liked it. They can tone it down now and have her, like you said, go back to wrestling. I'm cool with that now. Like, I like to see Alexa more wrestling. Speaking
she
of,
doesn't fight anymore. She was a pretty damn good wrestler. She doesn't really fight anymore.
Here's the women's Money in the Bank ladder match.
There you go. Good segue.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to start at the bottom.
Good job.
You know who I want to win this one before you even say them all, because I'm looking at the list.
Yeah,
You can guess what. And she's got the push to win it too. Go ahead.
For some reason, this keeps on refreshing. Okay. We'll start at the bottom for betting odds. Not officially in the match, Mia Yim. Not officially in the match, Sonya Deville. Not officially in the match, Toni Storm. Not officially in the match, Shotzi. Who they may get rid of the Black Heart. She's now just Shotzi.
Yeah, they're just Shotzi. Her and Nox. She's Shotzi and Nox.
Yeah, Nox is the next one. Naomi, Zelina Vega. I wouldn't be mad at her winning, but she's not going to win.
How old is this list you're looking at?
Okay, who do you have? Who do you have officially in it?
Here it says Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, Liv Morgan, Zelina Vega, Natalya, and Tamina.
See, I don't have that, and this was just updated. Let's go with your list if you got the more updated one.
Yeah, well, this
is like 24 hours.
This says 23 hours ago, so within that 1 hour.
Probably.
This says Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, or Nikki Ash, as they call her now. Almost superhero, ASH.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Liv Morgan, Selena Vega, Natalya, and Tamina. So I think Liv Morgan's going to get it.
I agree.
I think it's not even close.
That's my pick, Liv Morgan.
If anyone else, they take Alexa Bliss's angle a little differently and give it to her, or you never lose with giving it to Asuka. Or if they want to take the superhero gimmick to the top, give her a bigger angle. Give Nikki Cross the briefcase.
You think
those are the ones I could see them winning? Liv, Nikki, Asuka, or Alexa.
It's time for Liv. Liv's put in her time. Liv is getting better and better. Liv is the future of that company. It'd be the time. I agree to do it.
As much as I'd love to see him do it for Naomi, because she deserves a couple more title runs and top as well. But I think it's going to be probably Liv Morgan. I think the Alexa. They're saying stuff like, Fiend shows up, takes the devil back out of Alexa. So that could be Alexa's way out of the match. Nikki Cross is just turning into that character, but I can see them doing that to give that angle even more character with a briefcase. She can dress up the briefcase or whatever, and money in this almost money in the ash. She can call herself. I don't know. They always twist the Money in the Bank name to make it funny.
That's true.
True.
So let's go with your next.
Because I have the list here too.
Okay, well, let's see if you guys match. What's next? So we all agreed on Alexa for that one.
Yeah.
Which is weird that everybody agrees. Oh, sorry, Liv.
Liv.
My bad.
So there's the men's Money Bank. Women's Money in the Bank. So next, I got the Universal Championship. Roman Reigns, who is the current champion, versus Edge. So who do y'all think with that one? Is that the one that you got? This one was 3 hours ago, I think. Yeah.
Is that what
they're not in the same order? I mean, did you talk about the tag team title matches yet?
No.
No.
Because it looks like the kickoff show match will be Mysterio's versus the Usos SmackDown Tag Team Championship. That'll be your kickoff match.
So, do you think the Usos are going to win the belts?
That's number one. I mean, it would make sense to elevate the whole group that he has. So his boys have the titles, and so does he with Roman. I could see it happening. Rey Mysterio and his boy Dominic just had his first match in front of fans.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I watched that.
And he has come a little way. It's good to see them get the title. I wouldn't be surprised if they took it away from them.
I think they're going to win. I think Rey Mysterio and his son are going to keep it, just for the fact that causes a lot of friction.
Well, you have the friction between the two Usos right now too, so it could further that, because right now the Usos are still not fully. One's on Roman's page and one's not.
Right, and are they going to still go with that? Yeah. Probably, because it's working, right? They might just stay with that. So I think the Mysterios are going to win, and there's going to be a little more friction.
I think Mysterios.
And then the Raw tag team matches: AJ Styles and Omos versus the Viking Raiders.
I would love the Viking Raiders to win, because they're an actual, real, established tag team.
That is true.
Yeah, we've discussed this before on here, because they put that team together just to get the big guy over, and he's over.
So is he over enough? That's the question. Is Omos over enough for them to take the belts away?
I think it's a horrible way to try to get someone over in a tag team, but they could introduce them as a tag team. But I don't know. I talked about it before. Giving them a title shot before they even had a tag match was stupid. But I get the man's a monster. He shouldn't lose right off the bat either, because no one's figured him out yet.
Because if you are like a big guy like that and you lose right off the bat, it kind of just takes away the whole thing of
you being a monster.
To me, the Viking Raiders seems like a way to boost AJ and Omos as a tag team. They get to win over an established tag team. So build some more credibility for the champions by beating a team that has been a team for a while, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I would like the Viking Raiders to win, but I do think Omos and AJ keep it.
I think they do too.
Yeah. And then the two ladder matches after that, and then the women's championship is Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair.
So what are we going with next? Go ahead.
For Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair?
Yep. Sure. Yeah, that match, and then the two title matches are the final three matches.
Sure.
Doesn't matter. We can do the Raw women's.
Yeah, the women's match, and then it's going to be Roman and Edge. According to this is the order. It's going to be Ripley and Flair, and then Roman and Edge, and then Lashley and Kingston to finalize it. Could be flip-flop at the end. We'll see. But for Ripley and Flair,
Ripley.
I think Ripley needs a big win over Charlotte to establish her as the best.
Hey, how you doing? How's it going?
But we'll see.
I feel the same. I hope Rhea wins.
Bill Hates in the house. Good to see you, Bill.
Hey, Bill. How you doing? Good to see you. Cheers.
Hi. But yeah, I just feel like Charlotte Flair's done like a whole lot, and I would like to see Rhea Ripley win that one.
I think Rhea Ripley retains.
And this is where the big rumor of Becky Lynch coming back would be.
Because didn't she have a thing with Charlotte Flair? Her and Charlotte Flair were going at it, weren't they?
Oh, they've always
they just go at it.
They've always switched dance partners, the four horsewomen.
Yep, so that could be the place where she comes back.
So Rhea Ripley can either win, and then Becky Lynch kind of just like comes out and then just keeps wailing on Charlotte, or Becky Lynch can kind of mess up the match in some sort of way that Rhea wins.
Imagine if Becky Lynch screwed it up for Rhea Ripley.
Imagine the other way around. That would be nuts. See, that I would.
That is cool.
Expecting.
That is cool.
Because I'm expecting her to try to distract Charlotte or like do something, and then Rhea Ripley come in and.
Anybody new? Smash that thumbs up button. Welcome. Subscribe to us as well as Blaze if you haven't already. Anybody lurking there? Cheers.
Or Rhea Ripley can retain it by Becky Lynch coming and wailing on Charlotte Flair, and it be a disqualification. Like it, like not what's the word? Disqualification? Would that be it? Just like it wouldn't count towards
Well,
anything because she interfered.
Is there any stipulations in that match, or is it just straight up?
No, nothing that I know of.
How do you feel about if what I said, Blaze?
It says it's possible
Becky-
that a stipulation will be added to remove disqualifications or to put Ripley at risk of losing her title in the event of a disqualification. So there could be something there because they have had some crap already go down between them.
Would you like to see Becky Lynch come back as a heel and screw over Rhea Ripley?
No way in hell she comes back as a heel. The fans won't have it. They're going to pop so heavy when she comes back. She got to be face at first. Then do something heelish to go heel, maybe, but no. She's going to be face when she comes back.
Understandable.
She has to.
You said it like that.
Build for it.
No, the only reason I'm thinking I agree with you. I don't want it to be that way. I would like something like shocking and surprising. But business-wise, they're going to have Becky Lynch come back to sell more merch. So
yeah.
They'll keep her babyface.
And then Roman Reigns and Edge, Universal title, back where, and then that's
Roman Reigns.
I think Reigns retains.
Reigns is
Reigns.
Much as I'd love to see Edge get one little run and retire, even if he retired with the title, but it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, he's also gonna be with Paul Heyman too.
And this is Edge. He's won the Rumble. He was supposed to get a one-on-one with Reigns. He never got it because Daniel Bryan made that match at WrestleMania Triple Threat. So this is his first one-on-one with Reigns from winning the
Imagine if somehow somebody showed up and got thrown in there and ruined it for them again and became a triple threat.
That would be a big oof.
That won't happen, but I'm a dreamer. I'm a dreamer.
Edge, it's one of those two, like on the Go Home show, he had the piece of the chair in the mouth of Roman and had the crossface on it. Like whoever gets over big time at the Go Home show normally loses. So I think Reigns wins.
Ruthless. Sorry, just going back there.
Bill.
Bill. Okay, hi, Bill. Bill's saying that.
Oops.
Doesn't believe that she would come back at Money in the Bank, and they may hint of her being at Raw.
Yeah.
Hi, Andrew.
Yeah, like I said, the return of Brock, Cena, Fiend, Becky, like those are on the table whenever to get ready for SummerSlam if they're going to be there. But they got to act fast. If it ain't tonight or tomorrow night, people are already talking about all the other companies and what's going on. So I think they got to make at least one of those tonight. But yeah, it could be Becky tomorrow. It could be Becky tomorrow when Charlotte's celebrating with the belt or when Rhea's bragging about beating Charlotte.
Yeah, like Bill said.
Saying Rhea's beat everybody now or something. Have her come back.
I agree with you, Bill. They've done that quite a lot in the past where if they don't throw them in, it's always the next night, right? Just to still have some sort of shock value.
Yeah, but like between those five names and, I mean, whether Brock or Rock come back, that's totally up in the air. Same thing with Cena. Those three are really up in the air.
Hi, Andy.
Exactly.
Well, he wants to see Edge as a new champion. There's a lot of people that do, and I mean, just to see him get it, and even if he doesn't have it that long, why did he come back if he's not going to get one big,
Exactly, that's true.
Well, SmackDown's still putting on a good show. They need the eyes on Raw for damn sure. Raw, who used to be the show of all shows for wrestling, weekly shows, has been really crappy. They've had their worst ratings ever the last couple of weeks.
Really?
Ever. And that's crazy. 1.4 or 3 or something like that. Low ones, which still, that's average for a regular show, but they've established such a landmark for where they're normally at for Raw that Raw has now plummeted pretty bad. And SmackDown has better matches.
Well, then Bill's idea of having Becky Lynch come back on Raw, it makes even more sense for that then,
and
right?
Look what Andrew says. Andrew says, I'd actually like to have Becky go after the SmackDown and do a switch, possibly.
And you got the draft coming up. They've already announced they're going to have a draft. So, whatever. And like Bill said, too, AEW beat them in the Fighter Fest was great, man. Dude, that was a pay-per-view on Wednesday night they gave us. They gave us a damn pay-per-view on Wednesday night.
Dang.
Let me just go over it a little bit. IWGP United States Championship, Carl Anderson versus John Moxley. That was the opening match. And Moxley won. Then you had Brian Cage versus Ricky Starks for the FTW Championship, which is Taz's little championship. And those two are in the same stable. And there's a story there. And Starks took the title from him. Here's an old WWE legends clashing in a different forum. Matt Hardy versus Christian Cage. They actually put on a pretty good match. So Christian and Matt Hardy had a fight. They introduced a new member. This guy Wheeler Yuta is pretty good. He fought Sammy Guevara. Penelope Ford fought Yuka Sagasaki, but then you had...
I have to know that now. You know Christian Cage is my boy. Did Christian win or Matt?
Oh, Christian won.
Wow.
Christian
I'm kind
won.
of shocked. I'm kind of shocked.
They're gonna build him. He'll get a title shot at some point, I would hope, for coming back.
He is main event material. He proved himself in Impact way back when he was Christian Cage, and he won the world
And they had the first ever tongue-in-cheek first ever coffin match as their main event, which is just a casket match named a coffin match. And Darby Allin, who does his coffin drop and his character with Sting and everything, him and Ethan Page, who just joined not too long ago, they had this huge, long-standing feud in the Indies. And they talked about it and gave a little story last week, and this week they had a coffin match. And when they brought out this coffin, I swore they would not use it because it looked so dangerous. It was wooden box with wooden spikes on the inside, like barriers, like that hold up the sides. It looked so dangerous that someone would even be slammed into it or fall into it or anything.
Because they'd be like impaled, eh?
Well, yeah. Well, at the end of the match, those two were actually fighting in the casket back and forth. Ethan Page fell down, and sure enough, he's a psycho kid. You know, Darby Allin went to the top rope while the casket was at ringside and did his coffin drop, which, if you don't remember the Nestea plunge, it's basically diving backwards with your hands across your chest without looking. And he did it into that wooden coffin.
So almost like a reverse senton kind of deal.
You just fall straight backwards, and he like you're going into a coffin, and he did it into that wooden coffin. So he must have just missed those wooden spikes through the top of it because he had to close it. So he went through the top of it at the end. It was amazing. It was crazy.
That's rough.
Like you said, why the hell would they even let them risk that? That's scary.
And they got a bunch of weird storylines. Like Andy Price says, MJF has a storyline where for Jericho to fight him, he has to beat 5 of his friends first. So MJF's hand-picking 5 people that Jericho has to beat first to get into it. So that's pretty intriguing, too. There's a lot of cool stuff. And you have a lot of those names that are hanging out there now. Where will they end up since their 90-day complete clauses are about over?
Exactly.
Or over.
It's true.
But AEW, like I said, AEW Impact put on like show of the year type shows this last couple of weeks. And I might be boosting it a little too much because I want to see something happen from it.
I'm trying to think since the last time. Just recently, there's a whole bunch of. It was mostly front office staff that got released from the WWE, but there was a few talent I don't remember. Lana was one.
And I mean, would you really be surprised if she doesn't show up eventually in AEW? At least just to do a skit or two or something with Rusev.
Oh yeah, she'll be there.
You know, now that he's over there.
Yeah.
What's his name? Aiden English. There was a promo for Aiden English last night on Impact too.
I guess they need a mid-carder that loses
the Drama King. Yeah, something about the Drama King, so you knew it was him.
Yeah,
could always cut a good promo.
I really
Braun Strowman end up anywhere? That's the question. Does Braun Strowman end up anywhere? I hope he does not go to AEW.
If AEW does not get that man, they're gonna regret that.
Yeah, I don't want him.
Yeah.
I really don't. They got enough big guys they could build up like Wardlow and stuff instead of Strowman. They can invest on their own people.
If you had to pick a place for a home for him, where would it be? Japan?
Yeah, I'd let him go fight over there a couple times. They'd love him. Big, huge monster type character. His name's already out around the world. Yep, that'd be a good place for him to go for a while.
I agree.
Oh yeah.
So anybody else in the chat have any predictions or any comments or questions?
Look, we already saw what's his name? Andrade show up. We saw Aleister Black show up, so these names are starting to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Andrade's pretty big deal.
Yeah, and him going right with a feud with Cody makes Cody kind of relevant again, and they're really going at it. Should be very interesting.
Because we have another match here to talk about as well.
Tony Nese is one they were rumored to end up somewhere. He got released. Who knows where he'll end up? He's got the physique, and Buddy Murphy you mentioned earlier.
Buddy Murphy, yeah. What match do we miss?
And there's Ruby Riott. Who knows where she'll go?
The WWE Championship match.
Main event, yep.
Lashley, who is the champion, with MVP versus Kofi Kingston with Xavier Woods.
That's interesting.
Apparently should be the main event. And as much as I'd love to see, Kofi get the title back again, I think it's just because Lashley is kind of separating himself from MVP and that whole. It almost looks like he's trying to kind of turn face. So I see Lashley winning, probably with ease, even though it shouldn't be.
Yeah, I agree. I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good as Lashley as. Thank God MVP saves Lashley because the dude has no personality.
Yeah, and his Lashley ladies are gone now, which there was history there. A girl, did you hear about the news that one of the Lashley ladies made?
No.
Her name's Kelsey Heather, I think it is, if I'm right. Name's Kelsey Heather, and she was one of Lashley's ladies on Monday night.
Oh, wow.
At the same night, at the same time, she was wrestling her first match on AEW Dark Elevation.
That is
what?
Wild.
They're all from the Florida, the Jacksonville area and stuff. She was on Dark Elevation and Raw the same day.
Dang. I mean, that's good for her, though.
And Elevation does run into Raw, too. It starts around, 7, I think, or something. So that was pretty crazy. That's history you may never hear of. But, I mean, we've heard of, who was it, Rick Rude or somebody back in the day that was on 2 shows. He went, from from WWE to WCW the same night. There's been other people that have done it, but this is on TV.
Rick Rude with his little steel briefcase. Remember that?
Yep. See, I would love to see. Well, there you go. See, I think Big E is going to get the push. I think Big E could get that briefcase and get his little title run eventually, and maybe. And I see. Well, Woods got that win. That's right. Woods got the win over Lashley not too long ago. So, and that's what Bill's saying. Woods turns on Kofi. It'd be interesting. And you see, we've never seen the New Day feud against each other.
It'd be different. True. At least I always like different. I'm never complaining when stuff is different. I'm sick of Drew McIntyre. Drew better not win the Money in the Bank. That's all I'm saying. Because Drew's already went through.
Did you hear what they said about that sword that Drew has?
No.
It's the tooth of the Loch Ness Monster on the tip of it. Come on, guys. You're trying too hard now. They are trying way too hard.
That's pathetic.
The sword on the entrance is kind of cool. Slam it into the ramp. Big explosion goes off. A little extra thing to the gimmick. He wore the kilt for a while, too. I mean, if Drew McIntyre is going to get over again at this point, he had a great run. He held it together when there was no fans and shit. But now he's got to get reinvented if he's going to be big again. Or he needs to go tag team with Sheamus or some shit again. I don't know.
He did. He served his purpose. He did it very well. I'm not mad that he was champion. I loved it all. It's just not time anymore. I don't want to see.
But what's next? So like the toenail of a banta from Star Wars is made into a brass knuckles or something.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Like, the Kraken's elbow is used for a helmet for somebody or something. I don't know what the hell they're doing. The tooth of the Loch Ness Monster on the end of his sword.
Next, he's gonna come up with a big fur coat that he caught from Bigfoot. That's
almost as bad as the black goo spilling out of Orton's mouth and the possession for Alexa Bliss. They could really have pulled that off without the over-the-top superstitious stuff. They could have really made her evil without making her move shit and possess people while she's fighting them. Like if she had the power to possess people while they're fighting them, wouldn't she be the champ?
Yeah, but you could say that about Papa Shango. You could say that about.
But she if she straight up hypnotized her opponents to win a match. I was like, I hope they don't keep doing this.
Yeah, that'd get boring real quick. I agree. I agree.
Speaking of spooky, y'all remember the Boogeyman? Really, really crazy. But y'all remember the Boogeyman? I thought that was nuts. And when I was younger, I thought all the worms were 100% fake and that they were just gummy worms.
Oh no, those are worms.
And then Dad was like, "No, those are real." And I was so disgusted.
I'm the Boogeyman, and I'm coming to get you.
He came up with the clock in his mouth, and he crawl.
But I mean, number one, I need to find out a way.
Bill.
Oh no! Well,
He will be back.
he got disconnected.
Got disconnected somehow. I didn't do it.
It happens sometimes whenever we're streaming, I notice.
Bill says, I think the WWE got a writer from D&D again. That's hilarious.
Nah,
There he
that's
is.
funny. It's true.
There you are back. In
Wrong button.
Mm-mm.
I give myself the button.
You hit the wrong button.
Yeah. I got to find myself a way to watch Impact. I know it's on AXS on Axis. I don't get that, but apparently what they've done is they have a Twitch where they stream it live, but I'm also live on Thursday night, so that kind of sucks. Number 3, what they've done on their YouTube channel, which is very intriguing, they've taken advantage of the membership on their YouTube channel, and for 99 cents a month, you get Impact Wrestling Weekly Show as part of that deal. So that's a really good deal. Like, it's not a $5 or $10 a month, or if you pay the $5 a month thing, I think you get the super cards too.
I hid this. I had to hide this from her.
But $1 a month, I can justify that. $1 to watch the weekly shows every month, that's not bad. And especially if you could watch like the replays and shit if I wanted to at 2 a.m. or some shit,
True enough. Good price.
But Impact definitely making moves. The fact that New Japan now doing shows in America again, plus their working relationship with Ring of Honor, AAA in Mexico, which that's the other title that Kenny Omega, the belt collector, has. So it's crazy. Yeah, Twitch is a free way to watch it live, so there's Impact is making moves. It's very exciting. NWA is doing good stuff. I haven't watched that as much as we used to. Well, it was on YouTube for free. It was easier for us.
Yeah, that's why I used to watch it
before.
More. Is it true? I heard rumors that after it goes live, it goes on YouTube. I never looked into it.
I'm not sure. I haven't checked into NWA recently.
Look on your phone. Look up NWA and see if there's anything NWA wrestling.
I haven't caught up to that recently. I see the news about it, like that Nick Aldis hit his 1,000 days.
Well, what was the name of the show that doesn't go live on YouTube anymore? So she doesn't get it mixed up. Do you remember the name of the show? The weekly show?
Yeah, that catchy song, that 80s song.
Into the Fire.
Into the Fire. There you go. Wasn't that it?
Was that it?
They're just showing. They're pretty well showing #Power post show.
Power. That was it. It was Power.
It should have been called Fire.
The post show stuff that's like an hour long.
Yeah, they have post show stuff. I don't know about the weekly show. What's this? Is this a new news here? Newsflash. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. NWA announces new weekly show titled Shockwave. 8 months ago.
Shocking news. 8 months ago. What do you got? Let's see if.
It must be happening. Maybe it does happen already. It says it'll return Tuesday nights beginning next week. I don't know. Shockwave. I remember him from the Transformers. He was a big gun. Shockwave.
Let's see here.
I have the power.
He-Man.
There you go, Andy Price dropping all knowledge on New Japan. That's another one I got to find a way to watch. I see on Twitter blows up in the middle of the night because all the New Japan stuff's across the globe. But Twitter blows up in the middle of the night on everything that's going down in New Japan on their show, and I don't know how to watch that one either.
Whoa.
Damn.
Here's one.
We're moving on to wrestling rumors now. Obviously.
Now we're doing some wrestling rumors. Okay, WWE thinks wrestlers opening GoFundMe pages cheapens wrestling.
Says the freaking multi-millionaire billionaire.
They just did that angle with Baron Corbin.
Yeah, see, explain to Maddie. Maddie missed that. Go ahead. You better explain.
Baron Corbin's playing the poor man's gimmick right now, and he's all depressed and sad that he's losing. He's all beat up. He's not the king anymore. So he opened. He wants to raise $100,000, which is the funny part of it. You need money that bad, you go right to six figures. So it's
and he asked
Fund Corbin or CorbinFund.com. Go to CorbinFund.com. You'll see it.
That's hilarious. And it's also saying here that Corbin's page isn't actually like accepting any money.
No, it's not.
Just kind of have it up as like the gimmick thing, but it's still funny how they're like, yeah, like GoFundMe page is like not good, and they're still playing on the whole like gimmick of it.
Well, get ready for it because the gimmick's going to make a big turn here if the rumors run through because WWE has trademarked. Get ready for it. Happy Corbin. Happy Corbin.
Like
The
Happy
name-
Gilmore?
Like Happy Gilmore. They coined the name Happy Corbin,
But, like,
possibly for his face run. Someone's got to get.
He can't be a face.
So who will it be to help him? They got to get someone to help him. Like they got to bring some big face back to help him out of this slump that he's in and bring him into Happy Corbin.
I will say that's hilarious.
And for the record, don't ask me how I know, but Baron Corbin's actual pay per year, his contract is just so everybody thinks it's real. It's $280,000 a year, and he's worth $2 million. So let's just throw that out there for the people that think the angle's real.
Yeah,
let's throw that out there.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Damn it, it's real to me.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Well, I know of the quote unquote totally legal websites you can watch any wrestling on, but yeah.
Well,
fighting the pop-ups and getting through all the firewalls and stuff.
True.
I still have all those websites, but it's tough to actually get a good feed sometimes through those, and it's a pain in the ass. I'm to the point where, especially like if they throw something weird, like $1 a month makes me want to go just get the YouTube thing. If I could watch those shows at any time, $1 a month.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Like I don't drink coffee. If I drank coffee, I'd spend more than $1 a day.
Exactly. What do you think about Mickie James returning to Impact? I missed that.
She showed up last night too, and she announced in NWA's first ever all-female pay-per-view. And the announcement of that was last week. This is just the start of that big ball that I'm talking about with all these companies. Because when she made that announcement on NWA, it wasn't an NWA tournament. It is a Ring of Honor, AEW, New Japan, everybody tournament. So
that's amazing.
They're going to bring in a bunch of names for this all-women's tournament, apparently. And I'm hoping they, don't hold back and bring a bunch from everywhere. The only place they won't will be WWE.
Which is funny that WWE can't play nice with others and everybody be happy. God forbid. But Vince never had and never will be able to. Maybe Triple H might someday and Stephanie, but
Jamar wants the Lone Wolf Corbin back. I don't think we'll ever see that again. He's growing his hair. He used to have long hair. Remember that? He was a badass when he first came. Everyone loved him. He had a great persona.
The NXT thing, right? The NXT thing.
Yep. When he was the Lone Wolf, he was hardcore. He was badass. He came in whooping people's dude. He's huge. He's playing the NFL.
What position? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. But
that
I was just
doesn't
wondering.
matter.
I was just wondering if you knew.
Google.
It's like a lot of former wrestlers were football players who, like Ron Simmons, wasn't JBL even? I think JBL.
The Rock. Yeah,
Rock
I could list a bunch.
I will say though, when you're talking about the like all the different kind of companies going on right. There we go.
We're back.
We're back. It's kind of interesting how I believe it was either Andrew, I forget who was saying that AEW beat ratings against Raw.
Can you hear us?
Yep. Oh, there you go. Baron Corbin was an Indianapolis Colt, for anybody who needs to know. There you go. You're back.
Turn off your Wi-Fi.
Hey, you're back.
With I think it was WCW and Raw, that WCW and WWE that was kind of going back and forth with that, and they were like showing the different ratings and stuff. So it's kind of interesting now how that's all happening again, as you were saying, like the whole like competition side of it, and then one person's going to the other one, they get released, they go to the other one, and there's so many huge names in AEW too, like it's insane. The amount of big names that I've seen there is nuts. I'm not.
Well, you have a bunch of the kids and the marks and stuff that are bitching about AEW taking all WWE's talent and stuff. They're obviously not watching AEW because the way they use most of them are managers or backstage or announcers. Like to have Mark Henry and Big Show someday they could have a fight. They're still able to still fight, possibly. You might see them one time in the ring for a novelty match at some point, not necessarily against each other.
I'd be watching that.
But I still would think that the Shaq versus Big Show match is going to happen.
Imagine Shaq versus Mark Henry versus Big Show.
Because that's such a smack in the face of WWE because they teased it and they never pulled the trigger on it. Yeah, we talked about that at the beginning of the show, Bill. We talked about that's the big ball, the forbidden door opening when Jay White showed up last night.
New Japan.
I watched highlights. I didn't get the pay-per-view, but I watched a review show on YouTube that does a good job of actually calling the match. There's a lot of review shows where if you watch a pay-per-view, they're just sitting there talking to the chat and stuff. But a lot of people that can't get the pay-per-view want to watch a watch along. I want to know what's going on. And these guys last night, they did a really good job of calling the match and really building up how big the show was. Like how big Chelsea Green showing up was. How big Thunder Rosa fighting Deonna Purrazzo for the title out of the blue was. And that, I'm telling you, if you're going to go watch any match, and I said this back about Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa when they fought, I'll say the same thing now about...
That was an amazing match.
Yeah, I'll say the same thing now about Kenny Omega and Sami Callihan last night. I was pretty sure that Kenny Omega was going to retain, but to build Sami Callihan and give him that platform of that, just like it did with Jon Moxley in AEW, showing how hardcore he could be with the blood and the guts and all that crap. They did the same thing last night. And the pizza cutter was the beginning. That was the first weapon they used. And it just turned into tacks and all kinds of crazy shit and tables. And that's they're setting up kind of like a Bullet Club versus the Elite because Jay White, who's part of the Bullet Club now in New Japan, came down. The show ended with Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, who won the tag team titles in Impact again last night with the Too Sweet. They held the Too Sweet up to Jay White thinking they're going to be this big, and I was waiting for who knows? Finn Balor showed back up in WWE. If you, I noticed about that.
SmackDown,
but
right?
Him, AJ Styles, so many people have connections to the Bullet Club all over wrestling. To see them finally get worldwide, not to say they didn't have it before, but to finally get it into another angle is going to be pretty cool, I think. To see where they go with it, because there's so many ways to do it. Just to, this women's tournament with mixing up all those different companies, Bound for Glory. I'm so excited to find out who's going to fight there. It looks like it might be Jay White versus Kenny Omega for the Impact title. And I think it's the never openweight championship is a championship over in New Japan. So Jay White's coming over with gold on his shoulder too. So it's just a weird conglomeration of wrestling, and if you keep up with it, it's a great time to be a wrestling fan.
It is.
It's very true.
I'll cheers that.
So here's a little thing for you guys. This is just
breaking news?
This is just a smaller thing. So Big E was in an interview and he stated that he believes that Xavier Woods should be getting pushed more as a singles wrestler and stop kind of like he shouldn't be kind of in the sidelines of Kofi Kingston. He should be more of getting pushed towards doing his own thing. So what do you guys think of Xavier Woods, and do you guys believe that he is underrated and that he should get more opportunities?
Considering his weight class, he's the stepping stone that they all can't be champions.
We were just talking about him.
They can't
feud him, the New Day feuding with each other. That's exactly what could happen right there. What she's talking about. That puts him in a singles competition against Kofi to start, and then maybe get a singles run for a change instead of having them as a tag team and stuff like that. So that's how it could start. If it could, I could see that happening. Like we talked about Kofi losing and somehow Xavier Woods cost him by accident or whatever to win tonight. Yeah. That could start. Xavier with the win over, the win the other night over the champ. That's huge. And that gives him something to talk about. And that's what Bill's bringing up now is at the end last night, after the Jay White with the hand up for the Too Sweet, they went off the air. So they left it with a cliffhanger. Now, whether or not they were supposed to show the run-in or not, they went off the air with the question, is Jay White going to give him the Too Sweet or are they going to fight? So Finn Juice, who's a tag team from New Japan, who's been showing up on Impact, showed up. Juice Robinson and Finn showed up. They came down and they went to attack Jay. Jay hit his finisher, rolled out, and that's how the show ended. So I mean, it's such a teaser. It's a cliffhanger. It's like those are back in the old days when you watched Monday Nitro, and at the end of the night, it's like,
they left you
what
hanging.
the hell just happened at the end? I can't
The
wait till
camera
next
goes to
Monday
black.
Nitro.
Yep.
Oh my god.
And they don't do that on WWE hardly ever because it's always just hyping you for the next supercard, just hyping up that same angle they've been doing, revisiting the same one-on-one match that they've done over and over and over.
That's why I really like having like more of the different brands, especially because they all have different angles of things, and I feel like some of them deliver things way better than WWE ever would as well. And I also feel like I guess everyone has like the same laws, but I feel like if you're a smaller kind of company, you can get away with doing more. Like as you said, like with the thing you were talking about with like the pizza cutter stuff, that would not go down in WWE.
Well, that's like not devil's advocate, but kind of showing the same, validifying that statement to let you know why. And and I'm sure a lot of people already get this. WWE caters to a wider audience. They want all the kids,
bigger rating.
They want all the kids. They want the grandpa. They want everybody. So they do have to. They have the big network to worry about. That's also calling some of the shots and SmackDown and Fox and stuff like that. So they have to be worried about that more. They are all about the money and the big, huge picture.
Right.
So
they cater to the advertisers.
Yep.
Who's going to pay them the most is how they put out their product.
Exactly. And they feel like it's another thing too, is that what advertisers like to do, like just in general, is try to get them while they're young. So if someone's young and they're watching WWE, they get really excited over it, and then they just grow up watching it, and then boom, you have a new customer.
Like you did. Like you did.
Like I did.
And I did.
People just need to get used to the fact that there's different options and just accept it. Quit bitching about everything, because that's all people do. They should do this. They should do that. Yeah, you can have your opinion.
People have been bitching forever. It's just more prevalent now with the internet.
Yeah, and then what Bill's mentioning now, that's the reason I got on this call, because I hadn't been feeling that great, and I don't really want to talk about WWE that much. And that's the show that's coming tonight, and I hope they bust out some stuff. But it's all the other companies that got me hyped about wrestling right now because of what's going on Wednesday and last night.
It's like you said, it's exciting. It's all exciting. It's all exciting. I don't hate a company.
The word I used to use.
I'm a fan that doesn't hate a company, and I'm like, I'm not loyal to a company. I'm loyal to freaking wrestling.
Yep.
That's it.
I got favorites in all the different companies, but I used to call it a happening. Like after you watch Nitro, what are you going to go to school tomorrow and talk about that happened? What was the happening from the last night's show? What was the thing that happened, or two things that happened? Oh my God,
did you see when they lawn darted
Yep.
Rey Mysterio into the side of the trailer?
So that's, I think, the one thing that WWE's got away from, and more along the lines of
I think it was Kevin Nash.
The money end of it, where it's just, let's keep building up the feud and make the story instead of, more shock value. Where's all the shock value?
Yeah.
You don't have that as much, but we're getting it on all these other companies now. And what it's going to do, in my opinion, it's going to have that ripple effect. It's going to make WWE change their ways. I think you're going to see WWE a little bit different coming forward. They're going to try to change things to cater to things that they see that are working.
Do what I feel like it's like. This is something that you would say.
Brace yourselves. It's something I would say.
It's like, you're like, WWE is my main hoe, like at heart, always with me. But like, I gotta have those side hoes like AEW.
Got my side bitches
to be able to fill the void that WWE does not fill. You know what I mean?
Gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. It's like an open relationship, but WWE still has a place in your heart because that's what you grew up watching.
I go home to WWE at night.
Yes.
I go home to WWE.
That's what it seems like.
We have a commitment, but we have an open relationship.
Yeah.
So we've talked a tiny bit about the video game, because here's my question, and we had it last at 19 for a little bit, but
come on,
with 22 coming out, with 2K22 coming out, we just got a brand new SmackDown set. There's a really good chance we're going to get a brand new Raw set. Will they be in the game come October? Are they still making it, or are they past that part and just fine-tuning it for the release? And we're going to get characters who are already released, and the ones who debuted are not in it yet. That's where I always wish this game would come to, like with some of these other games like Fortnite and stuff. Those are coming with where the updates are like huge updates. Like, here comes 5 more characters. Here comes 5 arenas, updates like that. Like, I don't know why WWE doesn't use community creations and have their own community creations they put up. Here's another arena. Here's WrestleMania from last night.
Yeah, it's weird.
Why don't they have developers creating the new look from Seth Rollins for last night that all these people were? I know it's because they don't care about the creators as much as they do the players of the games, which is understand. And most of the people out here like us are creating those characters. And you go on Twitter and stuff like that. You see all these people. So
you do have a point. Why the hell would they put that much resources into something that somebody's going to do tomorrow?
Yeah, because the other, people that are they can do it their way and the right way, and they could sell them. That would be the thing. They would sell their little packs for $4.99 for the newest Seth Rollins outfit from WrestleMania. They would sell you the new updated heel version or the new face version of Baron Corbin, which is not in the game because he just turned face.
Go happy. It's your birthday.
And a lot of these people would they buy it because they want that instant gratification of something new just came out. While we're talking about games, not too long ago, AEW announced they were going to have 3 games. They were going to have 2 mobile games and they were going to have their video game, which is coming out next year. They announced the first one came out was just a regular casino game. The second one came out the other day, and it's called AEW Elite General Manager. It's a GM
which
game.
Everybody's been asking forever. The general manager.
It's a mobile game though. It's not. All it is you have money to sign characters, and the matches are literally like 3 seconds, and they tell you who wins.
I would buy 10 Chris Jerichos.
And now this, well, they do it. Like Chris Jericho's 34 million, and someone else or 34,000. Someone else is 10,000. The jobbers are 1,000 or whatever, and you got to manage it. There's a bunch of different challenges you have to do, like get Kenny Omega to the championship or do this. So there's a bunch of different. It's a pretty cool game. It's a free download, and if it's something that you guys are down with, check it out.
I will.
I know a lot of people out there play that WWE card game that's out. That's a mobile game. I never really got into that. Because the problem with all those games is the end game for those mobile games are they want you to buy shit. So if you really want to get to that level, you got to buy the extra dollars, the AEW bucks or whatever the little, game is.
They basically go, here you go, here is this free game. But there's a bunch of in-app purchases that makes the game basically unplayable, and we add a bunch of ads onto it. That's why it's free.
Yeah, like you can get so far, you can do the regular stuff. There are campaigns.
But if you want to win,
once you get so far, you really want to get to, you got to, or if you want to speed up the process, you have to buy the little in-game. That's the future of the gaming stuff anyway. So I understand it. It's money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Another thing,
but it's not a bad game if you're interested in seeing if you can be a GM, telling who's on your roster, who fights who. You pick the type of match, you can pick the stipulation, and it gives you ratings. It tells you how many fans you have. It tells me if you're making money or not.
Really?
And you can add stipulations to the matches. You can add different setups like an interview before or signing, autograph signing afterwards and stuff like that. Try to build that character up. It's pretty good. And that's why I think their video game is going to be pretty damn good too. And maybe geared more towards creators than 2K's is because they hired, the referee chick and all those other people that are gamers in AEW. They legit have people there working on the video games for video games. So it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So it's going to be interesting because I'm sure most of the streamers out there are going to get 2K22, stream that. But when the AEW game comes out, it's going to be kind of interesting.
I heard there was a rumor that I never looked on my WWE channel, but it's rumored they have over 5 hours booked for the Money in the Bank. I don't know if that's true or not.
And that's even crazier because if you look at the matches, there's like 5 or 6 matches.
Right. So would that mean they're going to add more matches as we go along? Do they have something planned?
No. What you're going to get is the review of how this match got to here. Everything that happened on SmackDown and Raw the last 4 weeks, you're going to get regurgitated. Everything they've been slamming down your throat throughout the whole night.
Or are they going to do their normal 3 hours and call it a night?
See, they have it booked the pre-show kickoff at 7, and then from 8 to 11, they have the Money in the Bank on the network.
It's 4 hours.
Well, there was
right.
Okay, well,
I guess 5 hours.
Oh yeah, if you count the pre-show.
If you count the pre-shows.
Right. So yeah, I guess they might be doing it just so they're not rushed either. Sometimes you get to the end and you're running low on time, so instead of a half-hour match, you get a 5-minute match.
Well, typically get really hyped about something for WWE just to get disappointed. So I'm hoping that's not the case tonight. I'm hoping it's a little different.
Maybe they're just overbooking the time.
But it's also nice though too, because the thing that doesn't make any sense to me is why would they have to like genuine question, why would they have to overbook the time if it's on their network and it's a pay-per-view? Why would they have to overbook it?
Because you don't know how many times you get matches in the beginning that go too long.
Yeah,
and then at the end you got 5 minutes for a main event.
So I guess they're kind of being
I don't see it going anywhere past 11.
Here it's going to be going until 11 o'clock, but
unless there's a surprise.
Could go until 11:30 if they decide to push it.
Right.
But they're kind of trying to get makes sense. One thing with the match is that they're really pushing the almost match a lot because they're saying that Kevin Nash has been giving special training to Omos. They're like, yeah, like Kevin Nash has been giving special training to him, so he's gonna win this.
Well, no, it makes sense. A big man helping a big man, right? How to move in the ring.
Yeah, he's a big boy. Yeah, see, WWE Money in the Bank listed with a ridiculously long runtime. They're saying, I don't think that's ridiculously long for the amount of matches there are. If you want to have a good match, it's not going to be a 5-minute match. If you're going to have a good match, it's going to be a good one. What do you guys think of this one now? Rhea Ripley believes that there shouldn't be designated baby faces and heels in pro wrestling. What do you guys think of that? Do you believe that there should still be baby faces and heels, or do you feel like it's something that doesn't necessarily...
Go ahead, Blaze.
It's already pretty much turned into 50% tweeners, 25% heels, 25% faces. Something like that.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like you got the ones you can definitely tell are a heel. You got the ones you can definitely tell are a face. But the days of, blurring the lines with Stone Cold and people like that, you're always going to get a bunch more that are tweeners. And then the fans decide if they like them or not.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
So that's all I have. How about you? Any ending things to talk about?
That's it. I'm just waiting to see what WWE can do, if they can do anything.
Same here. I'm just excited and looking forward to it. I hope you guys all check it out. If you just showed up, smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe to Blaze McCoy. Subscribe to us.
This is something that's new. Apparently, Becky Lynch was spotted before the WWE Money in the Bank. Allegedly, there's a photo.
She could be there with Seth, though, or it's her husband.
Exactly. So some people are saying, oh, she's just there to watch the match. She's just there with her husband, or she's going to come running in.
I'm never one for big on predictions or guaranteeing or saying something's going to happen or not, but it really, really feels like she's coming back tomorrow. If not, she'll be at Raw tomorrow.
All she said, commenting on it, was that could be anyone with their fantastic shoulder definition. That's how she replied to the photo of her.
Well, everybody, thank you for joining us. Like I said, subscribe to your boy, Blaze McCoy. Subscribe to us. Smash that thumbs up button on your way out. Hit that thumbs up button if you watch us later. Leave a comment. Let us know you're around. You know how it goes. We appreciate it. We always do.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Blaze. And, well, you're part of the show, man. You're the other half. So
I'm glad I could make it.
Yes, I'm glad you did, too.
Yes.
Glad it worked out. Thank you, everybody. Take care.
Peace.
Bye. Peace. Bye.